The fastest way to lose a woman's respect happens in silence, before a single word leaves your mouth. And most men unknowingly do it the moment they go in for a hug. I want you to understand something uncomfortable right away. A hug is not a neutral gesture. It is a psychological exchange of power, safety, and intention. When you step toward a woman and open your arms, her nervous system instantly runs a threat and value assessment. Not consciously, not logically, but biologically. She is asking, does this man feel grounded or does he need something from me? The answer determines everything that comes after. Here's the mistake men make. They lean in too fast. Their shoulders collapse. Their chest caves inward. Their arms wrap around her like they're asking permission to exist. That hug doesn't communicate warmth. It communicates hunger. And hunger, especially emotional hunger, triggers unease. Even in women who like you. Even in women attracted to you. From a psychological perspective, the body always speaks first. Long before words, your posture tells her whether you are a man who leads himself or a man who seeks regulation through her body. When you rush into a hug, tighten your grip, or linger too long, her subconscious reads it as a subtle invasion. Not dramatic, not criminal, but destabilizing. And destabilization kills attraction faster than rejection ever could. Most men think, I'm just being affectionate. But affection without grounded presence feels like pressure. A woman's nervous system does not relax around pressure. It braces. That bracing often shows up later as emotional distance, sudden coldness, or the sentence men hate the most. I don't feel a spark. Here is a truth rarely explained to men. A hug should feel like an invitation she can lean into, not an emotional transaction she has to complete. When your body is tense, when your breath is shallow, when your arms pull instead of receive, you're unconsciously asking her to soothe you. Women feel this instantly, even if they can't articulate it. Healthy masculine presence is slow. It is upright. It allows space. When a man hugs from his center, chest open, spine tall, breath steady, the woman's body mirrors that regulation. She feels safe without feeling consumed, seen without feeling claimed. This is why the same hug from two different men can feel comforting from one and draining from another. And here's the part that stings. Many men overhug because they're afraid of losing her. They squeeze because they want reassurance. They linger because they fear distance. But the irony is brutal. The more you use physical closeness to calm your insecurity, the more her attraction quietly shuts down. A woman doesn't fall for the man who needs the hug. She opens to the man who doesn't disappear without it. Now listen carefully, because this is where most men get confused and accidentally sabotage themselves while thinking they're doing everything right. A woman is not responding to the hug itself. She is responding to the emotional state you bring into it. Two men can perform the exact same action, and one will deepen attraction while the other quietly erases it. The difference is regulation, emotional self-control, inner steadiness. When you go to hug a woman while emotionally elevated, anxious, or outcome-focused, your body leaks that energy. Your muscles tighten, your breathing shortens, your arms close in instead of resting naturally. Her nervous system picks up on this instantly. It doesn't register as romance. It registers as obligation, as if she's being asked to manage you. This is why some women pull away slightly during hugs and don't even know why. It's not because you did something wrong. It's because your body was asking for reassurance instead of offering presence. Women are biologically wired to detect who can hold emotional weight and who needs help holding it. Attraction flows toward the former. There's another subtle mistake men make. They turn the hug into a test. They wait to see if she hugs back with the same intensity. They look for validation in her grip, her squeeze, her timing. That moment of monitoring destroys polarity. You're no longer present. You're evaluating. An evaluation is anxiety in disguise. A grounded man doesn't check. He doesn't hope. He doesn't rush to read meaning. He offers the hug calmly and lets her response be whatever it is. That non-attachment communicates abundance at a primal level. It tells her, I am okay regardless. And that is deeply attractive. Here's something most men were never taught. Masculine confidence is quiet. It doesn't announce itself through intensity. It shows itself through restraint. When you hug a woman and allow your arms to be firm but relaxed, when you give space for her body to choose how close she comes, you create safety. Safety is the gateway to desire, not the opposite of it. Men often believe that closeness builds connection. Psychologically, it's permission that builds connection. When a woman feels she has full agency inside the hug, her body softens. When she feels trapped, rushed, or energetically pulled, her body closes. She may still smile, she may still hug back, but something subtle withdraws. And once a woman associates physical closeness with emotional pressure, she begins to avoid both. That's when texts slow down. That's when enthusiasm fades. not because she changed, but because her nervous system learned something about how she feels around you. A hug should leave a woman feeling more herself, not responsible for you. The moment your touch asks her to stabilize you, attraction begins its quiet exit. The men women remember are not the ones who held tight. They're the ones who made space and never flinched when it was taken. There's a deeper layer to this that most men never see, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. A woman doesn't decide how she feels about you during the hug. She decides how she feels about herself while she's in your arms. That distinction changes everything. If she feels calm, open, and unpressured, she associates those feelings with you. If she feels tense, evaluated, or subtly invaded, her body links that discomfort to your presence, even if her mind tries to justify staying interested. This is why men who are nice, respectful, and well-intentioned still get pushed into the friend zone. They are not dangerous or rude. They are emotionally porous. Their boundaries are soft. Their presence bends around her instead of standing on its own. And when you hug from that place, your body communicates need, not strength. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Many men hug women the way a child hugs a parent, seeking comfort, seeking reassurance, seeking safety. That dynamic flips polarity instantly. A woman does not feel desire towards someone who feels emotionally dependent on her nervous system. She may feel sympathy, warmth, even affection, but desire requires tension between two whole people, not emotional merging. A grounded hug is slow because the man is not afraid of the moment ending. It is brief because he does not need to extract anything from it. It is calm because his sense of self does not rise or fall based on her response. That calmness tells her, at a subconscious level, I can relax here. I don't have to manage him. Notice how this has nothing to do with technique and everything to do with inner state. Men often ask, how long should I hug? Or where should my hands go? Those questions miss the point entirely. If you are internally centered, your body will naturally do the right thing. If you are internally anxious, no technique will save you. Another critical mistake men make is using the hug to fast-forward intimacy. They try to compress emotional closeness into physical contact. But attraction unfolds when there is space to lean into, not pressure to catch up. When you hug with restraint, you create anticipation. When you hug with urgency, you create resistance. Women are constantly scanning for men who can tolerate emotional ambiguity. Men who don't panic in silence. Men who don't rush connection to soothe their fears. When you hug a woman without trying to anchor her, claim her, or lock the moment in place, you demonstrate emotional maturity. That maturity reads as strength. And strength, in psychological terms, is the ability to remain present without grasping. When your arms open and close with calm certainty, when you release first without hesitation, you communicate leadership without dominance. You say without words, I trust myself. I trust the moment. I don't need to hold you to keep you. That is the kind of hug a woman feels long after it ends. Here is the final truth most men are never told, and once you understand it, your entire presence around women changes. The hug is not about closeness, it is about containment. A woman is asking, often without realizing it, can this man hold himself? Because if you cannot hold yourself, you will eventually ask her to do it for you. And that is the moment attraction quietly dies. When you hug a woman from a place of internal fullness, something powerful happens. Your body doesn't chase the moment. It doesn't cling, it doesn't hesitate. You step in calmly, make contact with certainty, and release without drama. That sequence signals emotional leadership, not control, leadership. And women respond to that at a nervous system level far deeper than logic. Most men think dominance is what creates attraction. It's not. Stability does. A stable man doesn't rush intimacy. He doesn't use touch to reduce uncertainty. He allows uncertainty to exist without needing to collapse it. That ability tells a woman she can relax around you without losing herself. This is why the worst thing you can do in a hug is overstay. Lingering past the natural end is not romantic. It's revealing. It shows fear of separation, fear of loss, fear of not being enough without physical contact. Even if she smiles, even if she doesn't pull away, her body records the imbalance. The most attractive men release first, not abruptly, not coldly, but cleanly. They don't wait to see if she tightens her arms. They don't hold on for an extra second hoping it means something. They trust that what was felt doesn't need to be trapped to be real. And here's the paradox. When a woman feels free inside the hug, she often chooses closeness again later. When she feels subtly contained, she starts protecting her space. Attraction doesn't disappear loudly. It fades quietly, disguised as busyness, distraction, or just not feeling it anymore. This is why men who truly understand women don't try to win them with touch. They let touch be a reflection of who they already are. Calm, grounded, self-contained, unneedy, present. If you take nothing else from this, remember this single sentence. Never hug a woman in a way that asks her to carry you emotionally. Your job is not to take comfort from her body. Your job is to offer a place where her body can rest. Now, I want to ask you something personal, and I want you to answer honestly in the comments. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much of your confidence currently comes from how women respond to you? Write the number. No explanations. Just the truth. If this video shifted the way you see yourself even slightly, like the video, subscribe to the channel and share it with one man who needs to hear this before he unknowingly pushes the right woman away.